Hey you guys, today I want to talk about Xehanort's role throughout the Darkseeker saga and how it changed. First, let's talk about what a role is. Roles were a thing introduced in the Unicross mobile game. The Master Masters had 6 apprentices, all of whom had a specific role assigned to them. At the end of Kingdom Hearts 3, we saw these roles as chess pieces on a chessboard. We also saw the Keyblade War between the Guardians of Light and the Seekers of Darkness on this chessboard. So I started to wonder, does this mean that these players are also playing out specific roles? In Unicross, the roles that the Lost Masters were carrying out were expressly given to them and were their entire identity, as symbolized by their mask covering their face and reducing them to that role. This role consumes everything else and is the sole focus of each Lost Master. So what about the roles of the Guardians of Light and the Seekers of Darkness? We see Sora always having crown symbols surrounding him, whether that be his necklace or a special item that changes his appearance. The eye is also seen in quite a few different places and is never expressly pointed out. I think this could mean that the roles, as well as the gazing eye, are still there, but are more insidious rather than big and in your face. The Guardians and Seekers are not consumed by their roles. You can see this contrast since the roles are all that the Lost Masters talk about, while the Guardians of Light and the Seekers of Darkness never really mention roles, which could be because they aren't even aware they are pieces in a much bigger game. We have seen the Master Masters meddling with young Xehanort in the Remind trailers, so I think it is very possible that everyone is still being guided and manipulated by the Master Masters as a means for some unknown end. Anyways, I think that is enough of an introduction for the roles in Kingdom Hearts. Let's zero in on Xehanort's role. I think originally Xehanort had the crown role. What is the crown role, you ask? Well, time for another rabbit trail. Currently in the Kingdom Hearts universe, Sora holds the crown role. His Kingdom Key shows this, as well as his unique Keyblade encoded actually. His necklace and pocket chain also sport the crown symbol, as well as some key arts. What is so important about this crown though? Special logos show the crown above Kingdom Hearts, including a fairly recent render of Sora sitting on a throne. I think all of these symbols hint to the fact that Sora is the king of Kingdom Hearts. The question is though, has this always been his role, or did he receive this role later on? I believe roles can change and that at one point Xehanort had this crown role. I believe he thought he still had this role throughout the entire saga, but we all know that he really had the role of the scapegoat, which we'll talk about in a little bit. For the Remind trailers, we saw the Master Masters presumably setting young Xehanort on this path to call forth Kingdom Hearts and restore the balance between light and darkness. This role is what Xehanort followed until the bitter end before he handed over the Keyblade to Sora. A lot of people fault Xehanort, or rather the plot of Kingdom Hearts 3, for the supposedly sudden change of heart he had, but Xehanort never changed course from his role. Even back in Birth by Sleep, if you read his reports, you can see that he was always trying to right the balance between light and darkness. You could say though that Xehanort never had the crown role and was always the scapegoat trying to utilize the power of Kingdom Hearts. Before we get to that though, here's some evidence for why I think Xehanort had the crown role. First off, Xehanort, as well as his Heartless Nobody, came close to controlling Kingdom Hearts. I would assume that not everybody can just go and take over Kingdom Hearts, which is further reinforced by Xigbar's secret report in 358 over 2 days. Xigbar states on day 355 that if Kingdom Hearts can be said to possess a mind of its own, it is surely rejecting Xemnas, no rejecting Xehanort. Kingdom Hearts could be said to choose its master, though it doesn't really make sense why Xehanort would be able to use its power in Kingdom Hearts 3 then. Maybe he was able to force it into submission with the Keyblade. Anyways, the fact that Xehanort can even use the power of Kingdom Hearts could be evidence to the idea that he had the crown role at some point. The second piece of evidence is the armor that Xehanort and Xemnas use. While in this armor, Xehanort wears a crown and sits on a throne, something we have seen with Sora. I know these points are circumstantial, but I think they make a pretty good case for Xehanort's role. Now though, let's talk about Xehanort's other role, the scapegoat. In the secret reports from Kingdom Hearts 3, Lucio mentions that Xehanort was a scapegoat as soon as he picked up his Keyblade. We can see a goat in the Keyblade, as well as in the armor Xehanort uses during the final battle of Kingdom Hearts 3. He uses the crown armor though with a no-name Keyblade, so maybe it took a while for him to fully shift over to the goat role. That doesn't really make sense though. Here's what I think happened. I think that the Master Masters set him on the path of the crown role and gave him that crown armor to cement his supposed role. A YouTuber by the name of WaterCage pointed out that the tassel seen on the Lost Master's clothes is seen on Xehanort's crown armor. So it's possible that his role was always that of a scapegoat and the Master Masters tricked him into thinking he had a more important goal of balancing the light and darkness. This would almost certainly bring forth Kingdom Hearts, and all of the blame for everything would fall onto Xehanort, leaving the Master Masters free to do whatever he wants. If we look at young Xehanort's Keyblade, we can clearly see a goat on it, so maybe he really was always destined for the role of scapegoat. What do you guys think? Do you think Xehanort had the crown role and then switched over to the scapegoat role? Or do you think he always had the scapegoat role and was just tricked into thinking he had a different role? Anyways, that is all I have for you guys today. I'm pretty active on Twitch, YouTube, Discord, and Twitter, so be sure to follow the links in the description below to stay connected. If you enjoyed this, click the card on screen to watch some of my other reconnection videos. Subscribe or share this, and I will see you in the next video.